Hey everybody, welcome back to Bruce's Bees. It's February 20th. I'm here in my backyard on a beautiful day in southeast Alabama. The bees are flying all around me here. They're super busy, and I'm excited to get into these colonies and see what's going on. Yesterday I walked around a little bit and shot some footage and posted a short video on how these bees are doing. They're bringing in pollen, they're flying like crazy. It's exciting times here in southeast Alabama. Let's break into some of these colonies and see how they're doing. Now, I haven't been in these bees here in at least a couple of months, so I really don't know what I'm going to find. We'll start off with this one right here. The queen in this colony came from Greg Burns at Nature's Image Farm. If you remember last summer, he brought some queens down to me, and this was the first colony that we put a queen in. They're busy, they're bringing in pollen. Let's crack it open and see what we have. I'm really counting on these bees being more gentle than what they've been in the past. Typically, some of these colonies here in the backyard have been a little bit feisty, but one of the reasons I'm bringing Greg's genetics in here is to help improve the attitude of some of my bees. Let's see what we have here. I did feed these bees some Hive Alive liquid feed a couple of weeks ago. They slurped it on down. I fed all these bees out here some of that. I'll leave a link to Hive Alive down below. If you want a discount, just put in Bruce10 for a discount code at checkout. I'm also going to leave a link for these Apimaye colonies. I really like these Apimaye colonies. I don't know that I've ever had a single colony die in any of these. I've had some that have gotten a little weak, but they seem to always pull through. Not saying that doesn't happen, but they really do seem to do well. Whoops, my gosh, look at the bees, how beautiful they are. And I think they have exploded. Greg, your bees seem to be exploding already here in southeast Alabama. They are so beautiful. They're very dark in color. Just beautiful bees. Heavy Caucasian influence, which is good. They're supposedly quite hardy, but we'll see how they do down here in the south as the season goes along. I just gotta say, man, look at those beautiful bees, how many of them there are. And honestly, I'm not sure if you can tell how calm they are, but they are unbelievably calm. They're just going about their business. Let me do my thing here. Last time I got in them, they didn't have near as much population in here, but it's time for them to ramp up. We've got some stuff starting to come in, and so the temperatures are warm, and we've had some pollen coming in, a lot of pollen coming in. Let me just get this frame kind of out of the way here. This configuration currently is a deep and a medium. We've got plenty of honey right here, plenty of food stores. I think it's fairly heavy still, and they got them glued down good. Some people may not like to have a lot of propolis in the hive. I think it's a good sign of healthy, strong bees. Propolis has a lot of good qualities. They do use it to glue everything together. I think it's also got antibiotic properties to it. It's just really good. You see it a lot in healthy colonies, and I don't mind it at all. On this frame we have some pollen, different colors. We got a little bit of a greenish, kind of an army greenish color here, some orangish yellow, and then some bright yellow colors. That's another pollen frame primarily. We definitely have some brood right here. Nice brood pattern. We've got a queen cup right there, but I don't see an egg or anything in there. Those don't concern me too much unless we start to see eggs and larvae in there. Now my goal is to get these bees through one more week, and we've got some queen cells coming in a couple of weeks. Hoping to be able to get all my bees through till then without having to do many splits, because then we're going to do quite a few. Man, look at that brood pattern though. Real pleased so far, really pleased with their attitude, and they are turning it on. These Caucasian Appalachian bees from Greg are looking quite good. Got a bee right here with some pollen on her pollen pockets. We got two different colors right here, kind of a light greenish color and a yellow color right there next to each other. I'm not sure how well you can see that. I might actually add another box underneath this one and let them start working that one. I do have a deep box available over there. Okay, I'm gonna break this thing apart for the first time in months. Let's see what we got going on in the bottom box. Obviously we have bees. I want to make sure we have plenty of brood down here. Have a little bit of drone brood right here. Now what I'm seeing all up through here is a larva all through there. So the queen is laying also in this bottom box. There we have some more mature brood. So while we have this hive open, I think I'm going to go ahead and do a mite check on them and just see how the mite situation is holding up. Now this is a good frame for it because we have You know, we got open brood and capped brood in there. We got all kinds of brood. I'm just scanning real carefully for the queen. Last thing I want to do is lose one of Greg's Pepto Pink queens in a mite wash. That would be awful. This is actually a 3rd cup measure. So I go, oh, one got me on the thumb. They're getting a little bit agitated. Okay, they're about tired of having me in here, but still calmly walking on the frame. Look at that. I don't see the queen anywhere. I'm going to shake them in here, and I'm going to do a mite wash. And if you want to see how I do the whole process of the mite wash, you can see that on previous videos. But let me shake them and get these numbers, and then we'll close this thing back up. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add a 2nd deep on here. In this 2nd deep, I have 3 frames of fully drawn out comb. This one right here is also a frame of drawn out comb, and on this side there was some wax moth damage. It'll be kind of an experiment to see if they repair it. If they don't repair it, I can always replace it. Then we have a frame here that they started to dry out last year a little bit. Another frame right here. This is Premier Foundation in here. It's kind of been sitting outside, so who knows. I'm gonna go ahead and put some brand new frames of Premier Foundation in here as well. I guess now it's called Pura Frames or Pura Foundation, but so I'll definitely give them some room to grow. I'll be curious to see if they go ahead and, I'm sure they'll move up on the drawn comb, but if they go ahead and start drawing that out, that'll be amazing. I'm gonna put the medium back on top here. The idea of doing that is, you know, they'll want to connect the hive fairly quickly, so hopefully they'll just go ahead and start moving up through the middle and drawing this thing out. I really think they're in good shape. I think they've got some good food stores. Don't know that I really need to feed them anything right now. I think they're going to be okay. Some good weight to the colony, and I think these bees are coming right along pretty close to as perfect as they possibly can be. Now we have the hive put together, I'm going to go ahead and shake the bees for mites and see what our count is. 0 mites. That's just great. The next one I want to go into is this 7-frame Apimaye. I haven't been through this colony in a long time. Last year I caught a swarm in a double-stacked nuke, and when Greg and Mike Berry were here, we basically did a cutout out of a double-stacked nuke box, and we put them in this 7-frame Apimaye nuke box. And they were really weak for a while, but man, they've been busy. So I'm gonna set it down on the ground and we'll see what we have. I set it on the ground here so I could get to them easier. It's kind of hard up on that fort over there where they normally are. Oh yeah. This is really fun because these bees actually looked really pretty weak for a little while there. And now they're looking really good. Once again, this is one of the Apimaye 7-frame nuke boxes. You can divide them in the middle if you want to have 2 3-frame nukes for splits or queen ring or whatever. It also has entrances on the front and the back you can use. They also have supers where you can stack them up if you want to, so pretty cool. I don't have any of the supers yet, but my guess is this thing's about to need to go into a full-strength colony because it looks like it's just pretty packed out here. This has remnants of rubber bands on here where Greg and Mike helped me strap the comb that was in that nuke box swarm trap. These bees I think tend to get a little bit feisty at times. I'm not really sure about their genetics. It's a swarm I caught last year right here in my backyard. It could have been from some of my bees or it could have been a feral swarm that moved in. But yeah, I'm seeing we got some drone cells right here in the corner, and oh yeah man, eggs galore. Okay, this is a piece of comb that was not attached at the bottom, but so got to be careful. But there's the queen right here with the yellow dot that Greg put on her when he was here last year. So I wish they'd attached that comb in the bottom, but they haven't. But look at how beautiful that brood pattern is. Look at how beautiful that queen is. I think this colony is destined for great things. Just got to make sure that they have enough space and don't swarm on me. Look at that, another frame of beautiful brood. Oh my goodness, look at that brood pattern. Wow, I can't remember exactly when I caught this swarm, but it was on in the summertime, I think. Yeah, they didn't finish drawing this foundation out, but almost every cell there has brood in it. I think I'm going to order another 10 frame box just so I can have 7 here in my backyard, and that'll be about the most that I want back here of the production colonies. It's probably more than I should have, but my neighbors like them, so far no issues. We got open larvae right there. This thing is about to absolutely explode as that brood emerges. I need to pull a split off of them, but I just want to get 1 more week out of them before I do that. 1 to 2 more weeks. Wow, look at that. Oh my gosh. I could very definitely pull a split off of them right now if I wanted to, but I just don't quite want to do it yet. I wish I had a way to give them some more space. All right, so right here, they're building this out. They're drawing that wax out a little bit. I'm gonna move that one in one slot so they can go ahead and finish drawing that out. I'm so excited about how they're doing, man. The bees are looking really good this year. You guys have seen last couple of videos I put out of me going through bees. One of them was a 4-way split I did last week. And then the next one I put out yesterday was me just walking around this particular bee yard right here. Yeah, they've got some room to grow right in here. They got a little bit of room left. Man, how about that? I'm gonna tell y'all something. You know, I can't afford to get 100 of these Apimaye colonies, obviously, and they're really not set up for pallets, which is how a lot of my bees are set up, but the bees just do really good in them. And a wonderful beehive. They've thought of everything as far as the ventilation, and they're just really nice. So if you're a hobbyist looking to get into beekeeping, you may want to give Apimaye some consideration. Like I said, I will put the link in the description below so you can check it out if you want to. They're quite pricey, but if you're just going to get a few of them for a hobby situation, I don't think you could go wrong. I do not believe I've ever had a colony die out in an Apimaye beehive. Of course, you can lose a colony in Apimaye, but they just seem to do really well. I'm really impressed with them. Look at all these bees looking for their hive. There's a hive down there. I'm about to move it back up here. But check them all out with the pollen on their legs, just looking for home. I'm gonna set it up here and let y'all watch them run in. Look at them all running in. Isn't that cool?